Hey YouTube, you can call me Bird, and today we're going to look at 5 TikToks that tell you how to make money. I'm going to be looking at the side hustle side of TikTok so I can tell you whether or not this stuff is going to get you arrested, going to make you lose all your money, or if you're going to make $1 million and fly to the moon. But seriously, I hope you enjoy today's video as we get a down-to-earth real-life look at the infinite well of, Oh, TikTok, you are TikTok. Alright, this TikTok is showing us how to make money with Etsy, but not by selling on Etsy ourselves, rather by selling on Facebook Marketplace. Now, while the TikToker doesn't use the word dropshipping, this is exactly what he is talking about. And for those who don't know what dropshipping is, you're basically playing middleman between a seller and a buyer, except oftentimes the buyer and the seller don't know you're playing middleman, and you do this so you can up the price of the item and pocket the difference. And I'm not going to make a moral judgment on dropshipping. I know there's some people who are absolutely morally against it. I think it has a lot of complications that can make it questionable, but I'm not worried about that on a moral level. Now, the issue here, when you're selling on Facebook, you have to upload a tracking number. You have to give your buyer the tracking information quickly. And the thing is, if you are buying something on Etsy, you have to make sure it's not order it and then it's made, because if it takes a person a week to make your special custom candle, you're going to miss the deadline and you're going to get in trouble with Facebook, and you're going to run the risk of getting your account banned and the money returned to the buyer. It can be pretty messy. Dropshipping can get pretty messy in general. I've never tried it. One of the main reasons I've never tried it is because there's a lot that can go squirrely, and I'm not sure I'm ready for that kind of drama in my life. That's just something you have to keep in mind if you're playing this type of game trying to get ahead. Another thing you have to keep in mind is whether or not dropshipping is even allowed on Facebook Marketplace. Now, while I didn't see anything in my 5 minutes of research, and mind you, I only spent 5 minutes trying to figure this out, that says dropshipping is banned, that could change any day without warning, and Facebook Marketplace could ban dropshipping. So if you try this out, keep in mind that you're kind of flying by night, and it could go away in a heartbeat. So never put your eggs all in one basket. So a little while back, there was an incredibly popular TikTok that completely set Side Hustle TikTok on fire, where this person was claiming to make $1,000 a day by painting numbers onto curbs for people around their city. And while I absolutely love the type of content in this specific TikTok, which is a review of that TikTok, I hate to say, unfortunately, the side hustle is probably illegal. Now, no hate towards the person who made the original TikTok, no hate towards the person who made this TikTok. In fact, I absolutely love this type of reality check content. You have to keep in mind that curbs aren't owned by the homeowners, even if it's in the front of their house. That belongs to the city, and cities tend to have a lot of regulations to what you can and cannot do on their stuff. And while I wish this was allowed, I wish this was a side hustle more people could be out there doing, you should really check with your state laws, your city laws, your homeowners association bylaws, and really make sure you have everything lined up before you can do it. I wish people could just do this, and maybe in some places you can, but you really need to make sure with your laws before you can. I love the idea. I think it looks so nice, I think it looks so neat, and I like things that make me feel more safe. If I owned a house, I would want my address on my curb, so if I ever had an emergency, people could find me easier instead of having to squint to my mailbox. But it be like that sometimes, so always make sure before you start a side hustle what you're doing is legal, or else you're going to be fined in the butt so hard your wallet will explode. This video is showing us how to shop the clearance section at Walmart and resell the stuff on Amazon for a profit. Now, this is Amazon FBA content, and while I've never sold on Amazon FBA, I have done research about it because it was something I was looking into. I decided that my life situation is a bit too chaotic right now to manage all of that, so I backed off of it, but I do have some supplemental information to give you. Nothing about this video raised any red flags to me. This is the one and only video by this content creator I've taken a look at so far, but here's just some background information about Amazon FBA that would be helpful for you to consider whether or not this is for you. First and foremost, when you're first signing up, you have to be extremely careful not to be charged almost $50 for the right to sell stuff. I tried signing up for it. I got smacked with the charge even though I was convinced I was signing up for the free version. You just got to be careful about that. You don't want to be online or on the phone with support trying to get your money back. Secondly, when you first start out, your account will have a bunch of restrictions because Amazon doesn't know who you are and they don't know where you're getting the product, and they want to make sure you're doing a good job on some stuff that people are less picky about. You see, Amazon does business with a lot of different companies, and a lot of those companies are very protective against their brand image, and they don't like knockoffs to be sold on Amazon, which is a huge, massive problem. And unfortunately, a lot of the times it's from third-party sellers, such as people doing Amazon FBA, because they're doing resale arbitrage, and they're like, oh, cool, I have a good bargain for this, so they buy it. And the reason it was a good bargain is because it was a knockoff. You're not going to run into that problem so much from Walmart, at least I don't think you are. But that's something to keep in mind. 1, watch out for knockoffs. 2, you're going to start with a bunch of restrictions. You're going to have to prove yourself before you can get those restrictions lifted. You can see in the video that the guy is scanning the barcodes with an app. That is an app made by Amazon. It'll show you everything you need to know about the profit margins and whether or not you're actually allowed to sell that item. You definitely want to make sure you have your account and you have that app before you go bargain hunting, because you don't want to buy a bunch of eyelashes and then realize, oh crap, I'm not authorized to sell these on Amazon. What do I do? So just keep that in mind. Get all your ducks in a row before you try this one out. This TikTok shows us how to buy books from the dollar store and make a profit by reselling them on eBay. And while flipping books is definitely a way to make money, I have a few problems with this specific TikTok. First and foremost, they made the mistake of saying anything you earn above $1 is your profit. That's not the case. When you're selling on eBay, you have fees to worry about. You need to go get yourself a good app from either the Apple Store or the Play Store, a good eBay fee calculation app so you can figure out exactly what you can expect to pay in fees when you sell something, so you're making sure you're not actually losing money on it. Secondly, you have to worry about shipping. Even the cheapest way to ship out a book is going to cost a couple of bucks. So you have to make sure what you're selling is worth enough for people to want to pay that. I mean, if the book is in the dollar store, there is a possibility that it's just not moving fast enough. That's how it ends up there. A store, whether that be a Target or an actual bookstore, bought a bunch of them and now they can't get rid of them. So they resell them to the Dollar Tree. And that doesn't mean that they're unwanted books or that they'll never sell, but you have to make sure what you're buying is actually going to be moving, or else you're just going to be sitting on a bunch of merchandise collecting dust while your money's tied up that you could have spent on other side hustles. So what I suggest is you go into the eBay search bar and you don't just search for the book. You go into the settings and you toggle on sold items, and that will show you when that thing is sold and how much for. And that's a huge thing you have to keep in mind. Just because you're seeing something is selling for $50 on eBay now, that doesn't mean it actually sells for that much. You could just have somebody who's crazy. I made that mistake when I was at a thrift store once and I saw a bunch of Disney movies were selling for $100, $200, $300. So I bought all the VSH tapes, whatever they're called, and then I listed them on eBay, and guess what? They never sold, and I was now the crazy guy who had it ridiculously overpriced. So when you're starting to flip stuff on eBay, that's the kind of stuff you need to keep in mind. In this side hustle, we are going to Fiverr.com and we are spending a little bit of money for a lot of coloring book pages. Then we are going to Etsy.com where we sell these as digital downloads. Now, you can definitely make money on Etsy with digital downloads, and for those who don't know, you can put the file up on Etsy and then Etsy can automatically sell it forever. People download them to their own computer once they buy your files, then they can print them from their own printer, and this is great for people who have kids at home and keep running out of coloring books, or maybe want some nice clip art for their stamp books. What are those called? Scrapbooks? But the thing is, because that is such a nice way to make passive income, the digital download section on Etsy is incredibly flooded nowadays. So you have to have reasonable expectations. You can still make money from Etsy, and you can still make money from digital downloads, but at the end of this TikTok, this person shows someone who made $18,000, and you're not going to make anywhere near that, especially not if you're going to Fiverr and you're spending $10 for 200 coloring book pages. Why? Well, that guy is not making you 200 brand new unique coloring book pages for $10. And even if he was, those aren't going to be good quality items, but more likely than not, those are stock pictures, those are pre-made, and they're being sold to a bunch of different people who all have the commercial license to turn around and then resell them as printables. So you're going to be one of hundreds, if not thousands, of people trying to sell the same thing in a niche that's already completely flooded. You could possibly make your money back and then a profit, but it's not going to be nearly as lucrative as implied in this TikTok. Even if you are an artist making your own coloring book pages, or you find someone on Fiverr who will make coloring book pages just for you, you're gonna have to keep your expectations in line. And this could be, I've made digital downloads for Etsy before, but you have to keep in mind it's not going to be as lucrative as this. That's all I have for today, but if you like this video, you need to subscribe because there is a lot more where that came from, and I am going to explore all of Side Hustle TikTok to find the best and the worst it has to offer. Also, if you found this video informative, hit that like button, and if you have any questions or you just want to yell at me, leave a comment.